you want to transform your physique from looking like this to looking like this video I'm going to break down how it's not so much about you following a meal plan. It's more about the freedom inside your mind. That is honestly what is holding most of you back. And the reason I can say this with such conviction is we've been able to get 68 results, very similar to this and similar to the around 20 you can see on the screen, through really nailing down this concept. You see, if you just try and stick to the meal plan or think, I just need to stick to the meal plan, it won't work for you. Because for the longest period of time, you've not been that guy. You've been this guy, photo on the left, used to his own impulses, his own devices, and thinking, I can't get into this shape because of the way I've always been. You'll always hear the term, diet plans are restrictive, or, it's not sustainable. It's not supposed to be fucking sustainable for starters. You'll hear people come up with every excuse under the sun as to why going on a diet plan is bad and why they can't get to 10% body fat because they can't stick to a diet. Do you want to know what that really means? And if you've ever said this, I can tell you right now what it means. You'll be like, fair enough. What that really means is I don't want my ego, my personality, who I am as a person to be challenged, my identity to be left behind, to become this new version of me, because that's going to be painful. I'll have to admit I was wrong. And me saying all these things like dieting's hard to stick to, it's not sustainable, these are insurance policies against your own ego. Because you're saying that because then you can say, I tried it, it didn't work for me, it's not sustainable. My genetics don't let me get to 10% body fat. Whatever you can think of, you'll say it. That's your insurance policy to other people against your own ego so it doesn't get damaged. That's what you mean when you say that. That's what the people mean. Because let's be honest, let's break this down very, very simply. You're going to eat anyway, or you'll die. So you are going to put food in your mouth anyway. The only real difference is you're tracking what you're eating, and there's a bit of structure to it. Like, you're going to eat a certain amount of protein, certain amount of fat, certain amount of carbs. So there's just a little bit more structure. You are going to eat anyway. Physically making the food probably easier. I can't cook. I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I cannot cook to save my life, but I can prepare beef and rice. I can prepare eggs. I can prepare chicken. Notice an emphasis on the word prepare. It is easier to make food that will get you in shape than it is to make your fancy-ass motherfucking food that's filled with so much garbage. So that's not the issue. And to physically open your mouth is also not the issue. So we know that, like, the physical meal plan, that's not the hard bit. That's not the hard bit at all. The hard bit is when you're feeling hungry and you feel like you need to be eating your sweeties and all your junk food and stuff to make you feel good inside. Because you're eating that for some reason to cope for something else. The reason you can't stop to overindulge is you're fucking bored. You're bored in your own head, you're bored of your life. So you're finding your comfort through food, or you will use other vices. Just depends what your weapon of choice is, we'll say. That's what you're using for. So you're using food for this. What you need to be okay with is really just being like, right, we're going to diet down. Okay, cool. But it's not about the diet. What you need to be okay with is letting go of who you are as a current person. The moment you can do that, the easier it becomes. The reason why, let's zoom in on this guy. The reason why this guy went from this to this is because he just let go of who he was. He didn't question anything. He did exactly what I said. There is 29 kilos between these two photos, and it took 22 weeks. It's about 35%. That's a visible six-pack. Because he just listened to it. He did not question a singular thing. He just turned his brain off and did exactly what I said. But a lot of you are probably not, if you watch this channel, do you know what? You're probably not even starting out at that point. A lot of you are probably starting maybe around this, or more than likely maybe around this, and you'll try to think that you know better. So when I say to you, no, just keep it simple, turn your brain off and follow what I say, you've already got this built up of ego, especially if you've trained for a little bit of time, you've watched a fair amount of content, and you understand training and nutrition. You have a flavor of the understanding, which I actually think a lot of you do. I'll go as far as to say is a lot of you already know how to actually get in shape and what to eat. That's not really your issue. Your issue is your own brain and your ego that's standing in your own way. You literally are the only reason why you're not able to get in shape. You yourself are literally standing on your own dick when you're trying to get in shape. I don't know why. You just want to sabotage the progress for yourself. Because if that's not true, if what I've said is false, you will be able to park aside your own ego. I was wrong. I tried it my way for a long period of time. I'm still 20% body fat, and it didn't work. You'll be able to say that and completely let go and be like, fine, it didn't work. So what I'm going to do is completely let go. Everything I know is void. My limiting belief of diet plans are restrictive. Diet plans are not sustainable. That is void, because wherever I've come up with that, it's not true. And even if it is, it's not serving me. And by the way, side note, to go from this to this, what you will do on a diet is not sustainable over forever, and it's not supposed to be, because we're trying to create drastic change. However, maintenance and reverse dieting out from this is absolutely sustainable. You will be in a calorie deficit through outputting food to get down to this level. Then you will reverse back out of the calorie deficit to maintenance. But because you reversed and didn't just pig out from the bottom, you'll be able to maintain that. And then you go into a gaining phase where you slightly increase food just above your maintenance, and you're going to sit at that for a long period of time. That's as sustainable as ever, because you're just above maintenance. So look at this first phase, the recomp phase. Don't look at it to be sustainable. And do you know why it can't be sustainable? Because you are so far away from that athlete version of you that we must break down and instill the new habits. The way I run the Guerrilla Platoon is this very same way the British paratroopers run their basic training. Obviously, you know from the tattoo, I was a British paratrooper. So I like to run it like they do. So when you turn up for day one, week one to be a British paratrooper, for starters, they shave our hair to a tool all over, so we all look the same, like little prison kids. So they literally strip us down of our identity. And then they will fill us with their ideology. This is, you are the best of the best, you're here to be the best, you're here to be an elite British paratrooper, we're the fittest, we're the smartest, we're the strongest, bang, 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 bang. You're going to be in with 40 other people that have the same mission and goal with you. You're going to be mentored and physically trained by a real paratrooper that's been there for like 8 years. And you're going to be living in this timetable, very scripted, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, for 6 months straight. Of course, it spits out at the end an all singing, all dancing paratrooper from a literal civilian. So it's one of the biggest transformations. That's why transforming, like, and again, a lot of these guys are military, hence you can see the cat badge popping up literally everywhere. A lot of these guys are military. But I take the same ethos for this. You come to the Guerrilla Platoon, we then strip you down of any beliefs you once had. Because whatever they were, they will not serve you. I reinstilled the beliefs, and that's, I believe, why we get such consistent results in the way that we do. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I've explained every result in detail, how to get in shape. People comment on the videos saying, I don't know why you give this away for free. Because that's not the source. The secret source is not the diet plan or the training split. You can find all that out anywhere from anyone. There's loads of credible people on YouTube. You can find that out. That's not your issue. That's not where the secret source is. The secret source is in letting your old version of you die off, so the new 2.0 version of you, the athlete version of you, can come to fruition. And that's what we do here. This is the Guerrilla Platoon transformation. Really, it's the 2.0 version of you, the athlete version of you transformation. Now, to put this tangibly, let's just draw something out so we can really shape this. Right now, your current beliefs will be here, and we've got your new beliefs up here. So there is a disconnect that is weighing you out. Your beliefs right now are, dieting is unsustainable. I can't stick to this. I don't really want to. It's boring. I can't eat out. I can't drink. I won't have a social life. But you've got one good habit, like, at least I'm eating clean food. Yeah, nice. So your beliefs, your old beliefs are outweighing your new beliefs. So for that reason, you're always going to have this, and the way I'll draw this out is, this is going to be like, you will start off on your path, even though you've got these beliefs inside of you, you'll still try and start. This is why people get 2 weeks in and then have to stop, because it's like you're trying to run, and I am stood here holding this elastic band. You're trying to run, and I'm holding this elastic band. So you can't really go anywhere. You're going a little bit, and you're dragging me along with you, because you're fucking heavier than me. But I'm pulling you back. And it feels like a second job to try and get towards the goal. The reason this feels like a second job is because of your own brain is coming up with many limiting beliefs as to why you can't get to the goal. Whereas if we were to get rid of those limiting beliefs, which we do when you join the Guerrilla Platoon, then the balance can change. You see, if we can get rid of your limiting beliefs that this isn't supposed to be sustainable, cool. well, it's not supposed to be sustainable. It's supposed to be something. Going through Power Edge Depot, the training, was not supposed to be sustainable. You're not supposed to live in training forever. There's a reason it's called training, to get you ready for the thing. So it's not supposed to be sustainable. Is it really boring, or is it just consistent? And one of the main traits that you're going to need if you want to get in shape is consistency. The reason why you can't stick to this is because you've never been consistent at anything in your life. And what I say to people like that is, good. Getting to 10% body fat or following a diet plan, it's not the thing itself that you actually want. That is going to be a vessel. Eating a certain way consistently for a period of time, or trying to aim for 10% body fat, that is a vessel you're going to use. It's not really about the six-pack. It's not really about the meal plan. It's about your character. It's about you saying, okay, I know I'm not where I want to be. I'm going to let go of who I am. I'm going to rebuild myself to the 2.0 version of me. And I'm going to start to do this by just being consistent with the foods I put in my mouth. I'm going to make a promise to myself. For the longest period of time, I've made promises and I've not kept them. Okay, so now I'm going to develop the integrity with myself. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. And I'm going to get points in the bag. So, in fact, let's draw this out now. Let's get rid of this. So what you're trying to do, in this instance, let's say we've leveled the playing field. You have got rid of your old mindsets. What you are trying to do now is to build the new version of you. So you are going to build, right, when I say I'm going to get up early in the next day, I'm going to get up early. Cool. Rock goes in the basket of new version of you. New you, old you. You watched porn last night, still in the fucking old you. You said you were going to do your 10,000 steps. Boom. Habit towards the new version of you. No bad habits were done that day. Perfect. You said you were going to meal prep and eat the consistent foods. You've now done that for 7 days. Perfect. Rocking the new version of you. Because what these rocks denote are little habits that you've done. But what the habits are developing is your discipline, your ability to do the thing even when you don't want to. It's building your consistency, doing things regularly, one after another. And it's going to also build up your resilience. You don't really want to do the thing. The chips are down. You're hungry. Your kids are eating nice food. But you're going to say no to those, and you're going to become that newer version of you. We should absolutely praise opportunities to develop discipline, to develop consistency, and also to develop resilience. Because if you never get the opportunity to showcase these, you will never grow the muscle of discipline, consistency, or resilience. You will always be lower in this. And why this is important is, if you develop these three traits, these are character traits. These are not just like one-dimensional to a diet plan. You're going to need to be disciplined in your career. You're going to need to be disciplined for your family. You're going to need to be very consistent for your family. Imagine if you were completely changed who you were every night you saw your family. They'd be scared shitless of who they were going to meet that night. Whereas if you're consistent, if you're the same to them, they're going to know what to expect and they're going to like that. If you're resilient, there's going to be times in your career where you're going to need to be resilient. So it's not about the meal plan. It's more about you're developing these character traits. The meal plan is just the vessel you're going to use. And the beautiful thing about that is the meal plan's simple. Why? Because you're going to understand, right, I need to be on this many kcal per day. I need this much protein, fats, and carbs. Okay, cool. So meal 1 is going to be this. Meal 2 is going to be this. Pre-workout is this. Post-workout is this. Meal 4 is this. And meal 5 is this. Scripted. This is now going to be scripted out, so it's all simple. Okay, cool. This means now all I need to do is follow what's on here. I don't need to think. I don't need to re-come up with anything fancy. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I only need to stick to this. Do you know how freeing it is to know what you need to eat each and every day? Do you know how much brain points I don't spend on thinking of new foods to eat? Because I know exactly what to eat, because it's been the same for a long period of time. And it doesn't have to be forever. But for the season of you trying to get in shape, just have one set of foods that you eat, and maybe you change out one protein option for a like after 6 weeks. Fine. 6 weeks is enough for where you've been consistent. Maybe you're just getting a little bit bored of it, or it's starting to upset your stomach, and you literally swap chicken for whitefish. Fine, you have my blessing. Absolutely. You swap rice for potatoes, fine, you have my blessing. Because again, they're all cut from the same cloth with regards to what you're getting with that. You have my blessing at that. But it's going to bring a lot of clarity to your life, not having to mess around with different diet plans. So again, when I say it's not about the diet plan, it's about mental freedom. This is going to make your life a lot simpler and a lot easier. You know what to buy, because here's your measurements, times by 7 for the week. You know you probably need to prep this 2 times per week, so you know when that gets done. And you know exactly what you're eating on the micro in the day-to-day. Done and easy. But then on top of that, you are letting the old version of you die off. The version of you that had limiting beliefs, and essentially you're cradling your ego that you feel insecure about yourself. You feel insecure about how you look, and no one likes to admit that, obviously, and no one likes to admit they're wrong and their ego is wrong. So you'll come up with the copes as to why you can't stick to the meal plan. Simply just let go of that. You don't have to do it openly. You don't have to make this big song and dance about it. But between me and you watching this video, you're going to do that. So you're going to say to yourself, yeah, fine, I was wrong. Cool. I'm now going to just let go of any thoughts I had. I'm going to try this. And then if it works, great, because it will fucking work. And that needs to be your attitude. So that's the message I'm going to leave you in this video. Here's the tangible practice that you're going to do. Again, stack the habits towards the new version of you and let go of your old limit beliefs. It's not about the meal plan. It's not even about the 6-pack. It's not about any of this. It's about you becoming a better character. It's about you becoming the 2.0 version of you. When you're the 2.0 version of you, I tell you now, you'll respect yourself a lot more. You'll take more risks in life, and you'll try and create a better and a more beautiful life for you. Level 1 is getting the 6-pack. Level 10 is you are a fucking killer of a human being, and that's what this is really about inside the Gorilla Platoon. So, if you found this video of value, great, subscribe to the channel, and of course, I will see you tomorrow because we punch out videos daily. Obviously, if you want to come and join us at the Gorilla Platoon, there'll be a link in the description. Thanks for watching, see you tomorrow.